think it's at 30 years now. And it's a 2D. It's mostly 2D. They do have a 3D version, but it was 2D for like 20 years. It was 2D, um, and it was like the north, south, east, west viewpoint looking down on 2D. But it was not a static world. It was ever persistent changing. And when it first came out, there were thousands of people on each server, and there's probably at least 15 to 20 servers based all around the world. So there was good connection. And of course, the closest one to me was Great Lakes, or I think there was one called Lake Superior too, and there was one called Chesapeake, I think, or something like that. So I played on those because they were the closest to me in Philadelphia. But it was great, man. It was a great fucking game. And then the real time strategy I played was Command and Conquer. It was I'm sure a lot of people have played that game and know what that game is. The Command and Conquer games that are most recent are nothing like the original Command and Conquer and Red Alert or Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge. The next game that came out that was similar to Command and Conquer was StarCraft. I tried it and I fucking hated it. It was set in space, I believe, and I fucking hated it. The competitors to Ultima Online at the time was EverQuest, which was really fucking popular. It was about as popular as Ultima Online, but it was for the most part, I think it was mostly 3D. And I just got so used to the 2D version, and Command and Conquer was 2D as well. So I got so used to that version that anything 3D I just didn't like. So I never tried EverQuest. I just stuck to Ultima for 20 some years. In fact, I stopped playing Ultima like 6 years ago. I was playing it every fucking day, and I just stopped like 6 years ago because I got burned out of it. I had 3 accounts. Each account you could have 6 characters on it, and you could have a house on each character. It was good shit, dude. But the monthly fee was getting outrageous, man. Just fucking outrageous, dude. I may even try to get that back and stream that. Like, that game was something else, man. I really enjoyed it. And then after EverQuest became World of Warcraft. So yes, World of Warcraft has been around for a long, long time. Close to what, 25, maybe almost 30 years? And WoW has outlasted EverQuest by a mile. But Ultima Online is still there. So Ultima Online is the OG. So don't anybody fucking forget that. Anybody who's a WoW fan, UO is the OG of MMORPGs. Online gaming, it was based mostly computer for me. And the next console that did online gaming, was it the PS2 or PS3? I can't remember which one started with the PS Network. I want to say that was PS3 that started with the PS Network. And that was in the early 2000s. So that's quite a jump. Almost 10 years, right? Of online gaming from consoles. And online gaming, all I ever did was Ultima Online, Command and Conquer. I'd try a sports title like sports simulators and stuff like that. I did some of the first-person shooters back then. And then once they transitioned over to console, I played them mostly on those. And I did some Call of Duty. I thought it was okay. My favorite was Return to Castle Wolfenstein. That was my favorite first-person shooter of all time. And then I played Star Wars Battlefield. What is it called? Star Wars Battleground? I think it's called. Or is it Battlefield? I think it's Star Wars Battleground. And I played that for fucking forever. Forever, dude. And I even got the second one, too. The sequel. Not as good as the first, of course. And then my PS4 fucking died on me. Blue screen of death. And all I have left is my Xbox right now. The original Xbox. Not an Xbox One. The original Xbox. I still have it. And it still works. I am not connected to the Xbox Live. I just play the games that I have stored on there that purchased, downloads, and it's all sports titles, golf, hockey, football. I do have WWE 19 on there, I think. WWE 18 or 19, one of the two. And I'll go down and play those on the Xbox from time to time. I did use Twitch way back in the day. I want to say back in 2016, I think it was. Maybe 2015, maybe 2016. I think it might have been late 2015, early 2016. I used Twitch back then. My channel name was Bulging Twine. I don't even know if it still exists. I never looked. And I played in an online NHL league called League Gaming. And I would stream all my games on there. I should look that up. See if that exists or not still. Probably got wiped, but... But yeah. That's my gaming history. But where I'm going with that is I try to segue things, is that the world has changed so much, and nostalgia hits you as you get older. And depending on how old you are watching this on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, wherever the hell you're watching this at, X, Rumble. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to upload this to. I mean, this may be a podcast. I have a podcast on Spotify too. But it's like, as you get older, you miss things. You miss the way things were. And it's not necessarily people. It's things you see. It's things you hear. Things you smell. Things you taste. Right? Can bring back a memory from 10 years ago, 20, 30, 40 years ago. For me, it's 40 to 45 years ago. 45 years ago, I was 7 years old. 45 years. I was 7 years old. Okay? And that was the year 1980 when I was 7. I turned 7 in 1980. So I was actually 6 years old in 1980. I can say that because I didn't turn 7 until November, at the end of the year. But for me, the nostalgia is music and movies. So I could show you, like, you won't see much, but like on my iTunes library, if I go to my songs, I can't play them because I'll get a copyright. But I have everything from like the 80s and 90s. I have stuff that's current, some things that I like country and some other stuff I've heard recently that I like. I'll have that on there, but I just go to library, songs, shuffle. And every song that's on there I love, right? So I never have to skip a song. I never have to swipe one before it gets to it because I don't want to hear that. All of it's on there. So 80s music. And when I go on to Netflix, if I go to watch a movie on Netflix, I always search for stuff that I've seen probably 50 times before. And I'll watch it. It's usually the background noise for me when I'm trying to go to sleep. I cannot go to sleep in pure darkness or with no sound. I can't fall asleep with quiet or darkness. I need some kind of noise or a faint light somewhere. I don't know why. I'm not scared of the dark. I just can't go to fuck to sleep. I think it's a thing where it's like I need to know that the world is still moving. You know, it kind of gives me a calmness. So if I think that makes sense. I didn't just make that up on the spot. I think I've really kind of analyzed myself immediately there by thinking about it. I think that is the thing with me is, and I've done that for 30 years, 40 years. As a kid, I even did that. Where back when I was a kid, before you had cable, I had a stereo cabinet, and it just had a cassette tape on it or in a radio. So I would turn the radio on right before I go to bed and just kind of turn it down a little bit, but enough that I could hear it in the background. Kind of like ASMR almost, you know. And it just allows me to know that the world is still going on as I'm falling asleep. And then I wake up in the morning and everything's still playing. I know that the world is still going and this is not a dream, right? I don't know if that's weird. I really don't know if that's weird or not, so I apologize if that kind of creeps you out. But to me, it's like, it makes sense to me. And I think it's a calm that gives it to you. And it's usually things from my youth that I watch or listen to. And I can't fall asleep to music that much anymore. Movies, yes. When I was younger as a kid, I could fall asleep to music. But yeah, I think that it kind of calms me listening to it. And it's just my thing. And and I hate that I do this, but I'll put a movie on and I'll get all snuggled up in bed, all comfortable, and I'll start watching the movie, and like after 2 minutes, I immediately go to my phone. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, right? I immediately go to my phone and start browsing like X or Reddit or some other shit. Because I don't use Facebook, man. Like, I don't do that shit. I'm not 70. But I go through that. And I hope that other people do it too. It's not just me, because if it is, I'm going to feel like a psycho. Like I need some help or something, or some therapy. And I hope I don't need therapy. That it's normal. And I would love to hear from somebody if that's normal. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's that. That's nostalgia. Now, moving forward with the nostalgia, for me, music, it's like anything from the 80s, really. There was nothing from the 80s that I did not like. As I got older, in the 90s, I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I did not transition into the grunge and the rap that started forming around the late 90s. I did not transition into that. I stayed with rock and kind of like pop rock type stuff, and maybe a little country, a little bit of a teeny bit of rap. And I know that may sound weird, but some of my famous, and back then, I'm going to name some artists, and you guys are going to be like, man, that ain't fucking rap. What are you talking about? That's not rap, dude. You're out of your fucking mind. But you know what? Back then, it was rap, okay? It was considered rap. So like Young MC, Tone Loc, MC Hammer, Cool Mo D, Biz Markie, Gangstar. I listened to guys like that. I didn't listen to... I think these guys came out in the 90s, but I didn't listen to like fucking... what the fuck's his name? Snoop Dogg. I didn't listen to fucking Tupac, Biggie Smalls, P. Diddy. I didn't listen to those guys. Now, there is one P. Diddy song that I like. I like some Coolio. I like Coolio songs. Some of his stuff was pretty cool. I liked his voice a lot. But, I like the mid to late... Oh, Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill, man. One of my favorites. And then a group called... I don't know why I said it like that, because it's going to make the name sound weird, but A Tribe Called Quest. I love A Tribe Called Quest. My favorite song, of course, is probably their most popular song. It's I Left My Wallet in El Segundo. Look it up. It's a great fucking song. And the video is good. The video is funny. I left my wallet in El Segundo. I gotta get it. I got to get it. Just a stupid song, right? But it was so fucking good, and you sang along the entire damn song. And I kind of like Gorillaz. I don't want to throw Gorillaz into rap, but they do have, I don't know their names, but they do have the guy that rapped in their songs. And my favorite song of theirs is called Clint Eastwood. And it's the one where the song starts out, "Finally, someone let me out of my cage." It's a good song. So yeah, I had a broad genre of music that I like to listen to. If it was clean and it had a good beat and I liked the lyrics and I could understand what the fuck they're saying, I liked the song. I didn't fucking hate on anybody. Now, if you started cussing left and right and you were like F the police and talking about politics in your songs and your rap songs. I can't do it, dude. I can't listen to that shit. I can't do it, man. I want to hear. I feel like, now this is just me, but I feel like most people, this is how I am. When you hear a song, you want a song that resonates with you, that creates an emotional bond with you, right? Or, hey, I understand what he's saying here. It makes sense because I've been there. Now, you and I both know most artists today have not been there. Artists from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s had to go through a shit ton of crap just to become a major recording artist. I mean, they would play in some of the shittiest fucking bars, shitty shows. They were like the fifth band or group to go on after four bands, and nobody was left in the bar. They didn't get paid shit for money. They were living in vans, you know. And these are the groups that you got to respect because they did that. Most of these artists today, like all the girls, they're all fucking nepo babies, and their parents are rich, and they fund their careers. The biggest one is Taylor Swift. Taylor fucking Swift. And you got Beyonce, right? Now, you know, hey, Beyonce is Beyonce. She's a beautiful woman. But she got, I'm not even going to say the word, but she got hooked up with Jay-Z when she was 16 years old. And he was, what, 26, 25? So, you know what I mean? So she was kind of given her career. And a lot of people were given their careers. A lot of people were not. I could tell you, there's a female artist that I don't know. She's kind of fallen off, dude. But I used to love Gwen Stefani back in the 90s. When she started out, she was in a band called No Doubt with her boyfriend. And I forget his name. He was the bass player. And I think it was their first album or their second album was a fucking monster CD. Monster. Spiderwebs. Don't Speak. There were 3 other great songs, and I can't remember the fucking names of the songs. But my God, you know, and they busted their fucking ass playing the fucking circuit to become famous. And mostly it was because of her voice. She had talent. She didn't need auto-tune. She could sing. And, you know, Don't Speak is a ballad. It's a powerful ballad. And she could sing that live and sound like a recording. So she was a true talented artist. And, you know, the band split up, and then she became a Looney Tune. Something happened with her. I don't know what happened with her. She became fucking weird. And then she became sane again. Who did she marry? Who did she marry? Oh my God, who the hell is she married to? Well, I'm thinking about that, when I'm typing that up and looking, another female artist that I fell in love with was, who is Gwen? I can't even spell her fucking name. Come on, bro. Gwen Stefani married to. It's a country singer. Who is it? Where is it? Blake Shelton. So they've become a really good couple. So I think Blake Shelton's kind of like mellowed her out and is her balance. So she's kind of come back down from the ledge. So the artist I was getting to is Alanis Morissette. And I talked about her on a previous stream. Her story, everybody should know her story, but she started out as a nobody, and then somebody broke her heart. And I'll tell you who that was. I wish it was me. Because I thought, I thought Alanis Morissette was smoking when she first came out with her first album, Jagged Little Pill. But somebody broke her heart, and she wrote an entire album about it. It's kind of like your musical version of revenge porn, I guess. I don't know. But she wrote an entire album about this guy, and his name is Dave Coulier. And he was the actor that was on the TV show Full House with Bob Saget and John Stamos, and then Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, the twins. Yeah, the guy that was the blonde-haired guy that was a comedian, the funny guy. He broke her heart. And then she went and made that fucking album, Jagged Little Pill. Oh, she murdered him in that fucking album. She murdered that guy without naming them. And he still gets interviewed about it today. And they both talk. They still talk today. They still talk today. He's happy for her, right? They still talk. They're good friends. And he still gets interviewed about it. And he said one day, somebody asked him about it. He said, "When did you know that the entire album was about you?" He goes, "Well, it was in one particular song. I can't remember the name of the song, but one of the lines is, when I shake your hand, you shake it like a fish." And whenever we would always play around, and whenever we shook hands or smacked hands, I would do it like a fish. And that's when I knew, oh shit, she's pissed at me. And she wrote this whole album about me. Dave Coulier from Full House. That is correct. That is correct. But yeah, so, and even the country artists back then, in the 80s, I don't remember too many country artists back in the 80s. That escapes my memory. In the 90s, I started getting into like Vince Gill, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, Shania Twain, and you know, she pissed me off. I stopped listening to her shit as soon as she did something that pissed me off, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. Name some other country. Bonnie Raitt there was just a beautiful song by Bonnie Raitt. She's got a great voice. Her song, I think it's called "You Can't Make Me Love You." I think it's called. Beautiful fucking song. If you've never heard of it, you ever get a chance, Bonnie Raitt, "You Can't Make Me Love You." Or is it "I Can't Make You Love Me"? It's one of those two. And it's a beautiful fucking song, dude. I have it on cassette tape somewhere in my garage, but yeah. So yeah, I listen to all genres, so it's not like I hate on anything. I just hate what music has become. And it's all synthesized, it's all auto-tune. A lot of the artists don't even play fucking instruments anymore. The one credit for Taylor Swift is she plays the guitar, right? She plays music. I think she can play the piano, right? Miley Cyrus, I think, can play the piano. I don't know if she can do guitar. Gwen Stefani, I don't know if she can play guitar. I think she can play piano. And there are some females that play drums. And I'm a drummer. I'm a fan of drummers. I actually owned a drum set for like several years. It was a Pearl drum set. 5-piece. Bought it for $500 as a kid. Sold all my toys. Made $500 some and went and bought a 5-piece Pearl drum set. Had that bitch for 10 years till I beat the hell out of it. And you know you're a drummer when you put a blanket in your bass drum. To get that extra bass. To get the extra bass sound, because if you've ever put your foot on the foot pedal on a bass drum and then hit that drum, it's so fucking, like, it sounds almost like a snare drum. It's so hollow. So you have to put a huge comforter or something inside of the damn thing. I seen a guy one time, he just filled it up with cotton, or he took pillows and put them in there. But I used a comforter as a kid, so you get that deeper bass sound. And then when you put a microphone up to that thing, oh my God, it sounds great. I plan on getting one again, another drum set here, hopefully this year, maybe next year. I don't know where life's going to take me here in the next 4 or 5 months. I just don't know. But